Have you ever wondered what it means to be spiritually mature? It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of spiritual experiences and knowledge, but true spiritual maturity goes way beyond that. It's about how you show up in the world and interact with other people. Spiritual maturity is not something that can be measured by how much you meditate or how many spiritual books you've read. Rather, it's about how you embody the teachings in your everyday life. It's about how you interact with the world around you and how you show up in your relationships. Hi, I'm Jamie and I run the Yogic tradition, which is a school for higher experiential learning and spiritual development. We've helped hundreds of aspirants over the years find clarity in themselves by giving them the proven tools and structure to create a deep, feeling connection with life and abide in a deep sense of fulfillment. And if you want to see how we do that and how you might be able to achieve that in your life, then you can access our free training series down below. So let's have a look at some signs that we might experience in our life if we're becoming spiritually mature. The first sign of spiritual maturity is perhaps that you no longer feel the need to talk about your experiences with absolutely everybody you encounter, because you begin to understand that spirituality perhaps it's a personal journey, and that also not everybody's on it to the same degree that you are, and anyway, your experiences are pretty much unique to you. You no longer feel the need to share them with others in order to feel perhaps validated in your experience, because you're mature inside. It's assimilated in the system. There's no need to go and get confirmation from the outside that what experience you had. And also perhaps we begin to recognize an experience is just an experience. Maturity is much deeper. Am I embodying the teachings, the realizations from that experience now? And if I am, I don't have to talk about experiences. I can talk from experience. Another sign of spiritual maturity is that you don't feel the need to be spiritual per se around everyone, whatever the hell that means. You'll know what it means if you're doing it. You understand that not everyone's on the same path, isn't it? And that's okay. And you can begin to meet people where they're at, rather than trying to force your beliefs or your practices or your ideas or your experiences upon them. You can meet them where they're at rather than where you're at. See, as you continue to mature spiritually, you will notice that there's a lot less mental drama and fewer disturbances in the mind. But when there is, also, you can begin to see, oh yeah, there's no truth in that, it's just conditioning, and then you're ruthless in your search for truth inside of yourself. You're able to observe your thoughts and emotions a little bit better without getting so caught up in them. And you're able to stay present and centered, or if you're not present and centered, you're able to find that very quickly, even in difficult situations. Yeah, well and cool, Jamie, but what about humility, huh? Well, yeah. Finally, spiritual maturity is marked by an increasing sense of humility. You understand that you are a small, minuscule part of something much, much larger, and that we've got a lot to learn. You're open, perhaps, to learning as well, and opening yourself up to new experiences and perspectives. And your approach to life shifts a little bit, because instead of pretending we know it all, we gain and regain that sense of curiosity, wonder and awe about life, rather than being a holier than thou know-it-all. And I think we've all been guilty of that at times. We may realise that true spiritual maturity is not about accumulating knowledge, reading books, having experiences, but rather about embodying the teachers, embodying truth in your everyday life. It's about how you show up in the world and interact with others. You could have had an awakening experience, and yet the way you relate to others, like your mum, you might treat her like crap. And also you may relate to yourself in a really poor way also, and so those things may not have changed at all. That's not spiritual maturity. As you continue to practice your sadhana, and if you've got a teacher who can see perhaps a little bit more than you, then you will be able to, and you'll begin embodying these signs of spiritual maturity. And as you do that, you'll find that your relationships and your interactions with the world become more fulfilling and a lot more peaceful. You're still going to screw up, mind, that's the human condition, but it will happen less and less, and as soon as it happens, you'll be right on yourself, isn't it? Not in a negative way, but you'll be like, oh yeah, there's that, I just hurt that person again, and it can be cheerful and funny, and you can just forgive yourself. But you will feel more connected to the world around you and experience a deeper sense of purpose and meaning with your life, that's for sure. And if you want some free sadhana alongside free weekly live streams and a free community, then you can download our free, so many threes there, free app Undercover Yogi down below. We've made it for you, so you might as well. See, if you're falling short of some of these things, don't worry, that doesn't mean you're spiritually immature or anything, but it's just that perhaps we see that there's further to go, and that can be quite inspiring. This journey of spiritual maturity and deepening and embodying is a path that requires patience, practice, and a willingness to grow. It's about embodying the teachings in your everyday life and showing up in the world with humility, compassion, and understanding. And you're bound to fall short of that at times, and that's fine. You aren't going to be perfect. So set yourself and other people free of that perfection mentality and that perfection expectation. So true spiritual maturity is not necessarily about what you've read or and then copied out as your own, parroted out as your own. It's deeper than that, isn't it? It's about embodying that, and that's how you know a teacher is worth their salt, if they're able to energetically transmit the teachings to you in a feeling way, because that will be the resonant pitch that makes you understand, oh, this guy has really overcome this challenge that I have in myself. It's about embodying the teachings and the principles of spirituality. And with a time where AI is kicking in, it's going to be really important that you can find somebody that's able to transmit the teachings energetically, and that's not just gone on ChatGPT and Googled it all and found out. See, if we do these things, we're going to be interacting from the world in a very different place of compassion, of understanding, of humility. So I do invite you to continue this journey of spiritual growth and maturity, to deepen into embodying this stuff in your own life. And if you're wanting to go deeper into your spiritual maturation, then you're going to need to know the difference between states of awakening and stages of awakening, and you can watch that video right there.